Hello everybody, in today's video I'm going to be sharing what I think the biggest mistakes that children's activity providers make every single day, and it holds them back from getting to where they really want to get to. Now, having started as a one-man band, moved that into slowly starting to employ some part-timers and then bringing in managers and now leading a seven-figure business, I think I've seen so many mistakes along the way that I've made, but also I see other providers in the children's activity space make every single day. So the first one for this is thinking too small. It's that one-man band thinking. And that comes ultimately down to the person who's running that business either not knowing or not being confident in knowing what the next steps are and how to move away from you having to do all the work. Sort of common belief in business is that if you are on the ground and you're having to do a lot of the operational stuff, you don't own a business, you have a job. And that's fine if you want to keep it that way. But if you're trying to grow your business and push it to that next level, it's understanding that you can't just be a one-man business. And what does that mean? Well, you might have a few part-timers, but the predominant, all the responsibilities, the finances, the marketing, the sales, the operations, they all come onto you. And for you to get out of that stage, you're going to need more people. And the easiest one that we get rid of pretty much straight away as business owners quite a lot is the accountancy and the bookkeeping, because that is just too complicated. We just can't do it. So we do that straight away, but everything else we can do it, but it means later nights, it means more stress, and we sort of just keep doing it. But if you want to move out of that stage, you have to be willing to invest time and money to get back more time and money. And so what does that look like for you in that stage? Well, for me, I think it looks like you committing to understanding what roles you want to take away. And I think easily some of those roles that you're going to have are the day-to-day working with the children. And that might mean that you still need to do a few of the higher end sessions or work that you have, but you don't need to be doing every single one. So how do you get that? You put a job advert out, you look for good coaches. So how do you get that? Well, you put a job advert out, you look for good people to come in, you train them up, and hopefully they can come in, they can run those sessions for the children. And this is where you need to be really good, and you're going to actively move your time away from that session and focus it more onto the marketing and growing the business. So that's not easy though, because the parents are going to know you, the schools are going to know you, and everybody wants you because you're in that one-man band stage, and you're going to have to go through that. But for those parents to really care about you and for those schools to really care about you, you're going to have those harder conversations to say, yes, I'm going to be overseeing it, but I'm not going to be the person leading it anymore. So once you get that bit down and you can start focusing more time elsewhere, you're going to still have to have an eye on the operations. So what does that look like? Well, I talk about my management rule, I do run for myself and for all of our managers as well, is the 80% rule. Now, if that person who's delivering that session isn't delivering it at even 80% of what you would, then you need to consider removing them from that session or training them up. But if it's 80%, you can't be the perfectionist looking for 100% all the time. It just doesn't work, and it will ultimately hold you back from moving to the next stage. But now you've got more time, you need to be thinking about, well, how am I going to get more work in? Well, if you're working with schools, then you need to be contacting more schools, more nurseries. You need to be thinking creatively. How are you going to do that? Are you just going to be cold calling? You're going to be emailing? You're going to send letters out? You're going to run an event that brings these customers to you where you can sell them at the event? There's lots of different things that you can do, but you've got to be creative in trying to stand out from the crowd, because chances are in your space there's going to be lots of other providers running a similar activity to what you're doing. What do you need to do once you get in more work? Well, often you get the work in, but you haven't got the staff to service that work. Well, then you need to recruit. You need to get a job advert out. You get somebody in, and then you need more work, and then you need more people, more work, and it's a constant balance. So once you get into that mindset of, I need more work, I need more people, I need more work, I need more people, you remove that one-man band mindset, you push that to the side because you're now thinking bigger, you're thinking about what you need to have. If you're currently turning over 50k and you want to turn over 10 times that, 500k, it might feel like it's miles away and there's no way you're going to do that anytime soon. But when you actually write down what does 500k look like, how many schools do you need to get, how many nurseries, how many parents do you need coming to your camps or your sessions, whatever you're running, then it will give you a good idea of, actually, that is achievable, but I'm never going to be able to manage that many people's contracts if I'm doing all the work myself. You have to get away from working with the children. And it's not that you have to move yourself away from working with the groups and with the children entirely, but it needs to be the freedom. You need to get to a point where you have the choice to do it or not. Like we all love working with the kids. We started this business for a reason, but other things do become a priority, and you need to have that freedom. You say, right, every Tuesday I want to go and run that swimming session or whatever it is. Great, you go and do that. You commit your time, you block out your time, you go do that session. But if you're needed Monday to Friday in all the busiest times when you're meant to be selling, you're just going to be stuck in that time frame. So look out for that one-man band mistake, because it's a small mindset. You need to think bigger. You need to think better. Next mistake I see with service providers, working with children, it's hard working with families, with schools, head teachers, nursery managers, because they expect high quality, and so they should. They're paying good money, you're promising them good quality, but as you grow and you move out of that one-man band stage, it's keeping the quality on the ground is so difficult. And for you to be able to maintain that, you need to think about, right, what infrastructure do I have that allows that quality to be good as a basic standard. So that comes from recruiting. Ultimately, if you bring someone in who's a little bit miserable, doesn't look like they work too well with kids, but you're desperate for staff, you're just opening yourself up to complaints. So it starts the recruitment process. You're bringing in good people, and then you've got to have a good onboarding process. They know what the expectations are. They know what they need to do to fit in with your provision. And then you've then got to think about them actually starting and working with the kids, the mentoring that goes into that, the time that you need to do it. Are you going to mentor them? Have you got somebody else who can mentor them? And then it's just constantly overseeing that. And then it's a retention. Once you get good people in, the worst thing that can happen is they leave and they go work for another provider because they're offering a little bit more money or more progression or a management role. You need to think about what are you going to be able to offer? So keeping those really good staff, and that's why I talk about thinking bigger, because the best people that I've had in my business have been the ones who have started from like work experience, or just running the odd session here and there, and they started with us. They understood the culture, they understood the belief of where we're trying to get to, and they stayed with us and they grew, and the quality stayed strong. And then finally, the last mistake that I see too many providers make all the time is they add too many products, too many services into what they're offering. And that might be whatever provider you are. Say you're a sports coaching provider. You are going to be given so many opportunities. Oh, why don't we start selling footballs? Oh, why don't we start doing wraparound care? Why don't we start doing training courses? Why don't we start doing... And what happens is, unless you're at the right size to do that, you are just going to dilute all the quality that you've got, and it's like people don't really know what you're good at, what your main thing is. And I don't know why it happens so much within our industry, but just because an opportunity comes up doesn't mean that you have to take it on. Sometimes you get more respect by just saying thank you for the offer. It's not what we do, it's not what we're great at. This company is good, go and use them, and then just stay true to who you are. We have a one sentence philosophy within uSports, which is we exist to provide as many young people as possible with a positive experience in sport. So everything we ever do, every product we bring in, every service we ever deliver should come back to that one sentence. So I encourage you to go away, come up with your philosophy that allows you to think about what work are you going to take on, what work are you going to think, that's not the right thing for us. And some of it's going to be hard to turn away because it might be more hours or better sessions, or it just feels like a good opportunity. But ultimately, until you're turning over £1 million, I think you need to stay really true to who you are and what you set it up for. There are so many schools, so many nurseries, so many parents. You don't need to add more services and products on. You just need to get better known. Probably the biggest issue you've got right now is that not enough people know you. So you need to build up your marketing. You need to build up who knows you, keep the quality good, and keep bringing in more work and bringing in more people to service that work. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, I'm actually going to be releasing coaching courses, an online coaching course reasonably soon, as well as private one-to-one training work with you. And if you're a sports coach and you're interested in actually maybe not running a business but just coming on board with uSports, we have like multi-location area manager / partner roles available that you can check out as well. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.